Child education. Child education is not just about textbooks and tests, it's the process of shaping a child's intellect, creativity, emotions, and values. It's about building a foundation where curiosity thrives, questions are celebrated, and dreams are nurtured. Imagine education as the key to unlocking a world of possibilities. Education empowers. It's the difference between a closed door and an open gateway to opportunity. It builds confidence, develops critical thinking, and equips children to face challenges. An educated child today becomes the change maker of tomorrow. Children aren't miniature adults. Their brains absorb information differently. Psychology teaches us that learning must align with their developmental stages. When we recognize a child's unique learning style, visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, we stop forcing square pegs into round holes. Instead, we create pathways to success. Internal stressors in education. Inside every child's mind lies an internal battle. Am I good enough? What if I fail? Perfectionism, self-doubt, and the fear of letting others down weigh heavily. It's our job to remind them that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the journey. External stressors in education. Outside the classroom, external forces pull children in different directions: parental pressure, peer competition, rigid curriculums. These create an ecosystem where grades overshadow growth. Let's change the narrative. Education is about becoming, not just achieving. Learning techniques from developed countries. What can we learn from nations leading in education? Project-based learning. Children solve real-world problems, turning lessons into experiences. Inquiry-based learning. They explore, question, and own their knowledge. Technology integration. AI, VR, and gamified learning create engagement like never before. These methods don't just teach, they inspire. Efforts in growing countries to improve education. In growing nations, the story is different but no less inspiring. Schools are being built in remote areas where classrooms never existed. Low-cost digital tools are breaking down barriers. Teachers are being trained to bring energy and empathy to the classroom. Step by step, these countries are rewriting their children's futures. Urban versus rural. Why the gap exists. The same syllabus, but two different worlds. In urban areas, children access modern tools, skilled teachers, and extracurricular opportunities. Meanwhile, in rural regions, lack of resources and infrastructure creates a gap. But let's remember, a child's potential isn't limited by their location. What's needed is equal opportunity. Bridging the divide. How do we close this gap? Invest in rural infrastructure. Build libraries and labs where there are none. Bring technology to villages. Think solar-powered tablets and offline learning apps. Train and incentivize teachers to serve where they're needed most. When we invest in rural education, we invest in untapped potential. Education isn't just about preparing children for the future, it's about giving them the tools to create it. Imagine a world where every child, urban or rural, has access to quality education. A world where learning isn't just a requirement but a joy. Let's dream big. Let's act now. And let's ensure that every child, regardless of where they're born, gets the education they deserve. Education isn't the filling of a bucket, it's the lighting of a fire. And when we light that fire in every child, we illuminate the path to a brighter, more equitable world.